What's up, it's Volka, and welcome to the Tempest EQ guide. So this video, we're gonna go through the max roll guide, and if you want to see more gameplay, go check the showcase video, and the guide and the video are gonna be in the description. So let's get into it. Alright, so for leveling this build, click the Beastmaster leveling guide, and boom, you have your guide. I would recommend using the leveling guide for it. I guess you can also try to level it up with the actual build, but I don't recommend it, I haven't tried it, so go for the leveling guide. So yeah, for the skills, so this build uses Tempest Strike as a main skill and then also EQ. So basically Tempest Strike is gonna be your like main skill and mana generator. So we have this node here. So you basically want to disable all the tempests with the with these nodes. So you get attack speed and you get minus mana cost. So minus 12 mana cost there, and then another minus 4 here. So minus 16. So it's gonna be 0 mana cost and no tempests at all. And then you get mana gain on hit with no tempest. So that's how you generate mana for your EQ basically. Then you get more multipliers, some area as well, and even more multipliers here. Damage against shock, damage against haste, damage with haste, I mean. So really nice stuff. And yeah, the idea is that we stack a lot of attack speed with Tempest Strike. And of course we're also getting Aspect of the Shark as a Beastmaster, so we're fully stacking Aspect of the Shark. And just getting like massive amount of attack speed. So more attack speed with a 0 mana skill that, you know, generates mana, pretty simple stuff. So you can just like regain your mana pool really easily. So for Earthquake, maximizing the damage multipliers, of course getting the this thing here, so you have like a short cooldown on it, and you basically hit 3 times. So that's nice, and you can basically use EQ on cooldown on like bosses and stuff if you have high enough attack speed with the Tempest Strike. So you can generate so much mana that you can actually use EQ on 2-second cooldown. Even on a shorter cooldown eventually when you have good gear. And you can take the range here if you want. It's not necessary, but I just like it for mapping basically. Makes it more useful for that purpose. And yep, just getting the crazy damage multipliers like 150% more. You know, just more again, 100%. If you have more points, you can get more points into this one. And yeah, besides these skills, Frenzy Totem for basically buffing yourself. So there's a lot of buffs going on. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. So there's a lot of like micromanagement with the buffs. But if you have all of them up, it's just like really crazy damage. So, you know, getting the basically these kind of travel points, melee damage is good. But keep in mind, like, adaptive melee damage for Tempest Strike is kind of low value, because it's gonna have all of the damage types built into it, so physical, lightning, and cold, so it's gonna be split into those. So, like, adaptive damage is not as exciting as it usually is. Of course, for EQ, it's full physical, so we're gonna be, like, focusing on fully on physical damage, and we don't care about, like, cold or lightning at all, so fully physical. And yeah, on the Frenzy Totem, getting tethered, so you get more damage, and you get also crit multi, 90%, really nice. Then get the tether range, so you can basically just move around easier, so you can keep the buff up. And then the HP and duration, because this thing dies pretty easily, so makes sense. And then a Warcry, classic setup, you know, getting the invuln, and then the cooldown reduction, Berserker and attack speed again. And cleanse, I like this, so you know, keep your ailments off, basically of you. And you also have cleanse on Fury Leap as well, so you don't need to have cleanse on your belt, for example. And I actually go for the increased crit chance and chill chance after using Warcry, so you actually really need increased crit, so makes sense. And the chill chance is of course needed for I mean, it's always good, but it's needed for EQ especially, so you can get the damage benefit from this. So you don't need to build chill chance either. And you don't need to go for this node either, because basically this also like already disables the knockback, because you don't want knockback on a melee build, but this already disables it, so you don't need to go for this pull here. And then on the Fury Leap, getting, I mean, we also already get Frenzy from, you know, like Frenzy Totem stuff, but I mean, it's fine, I guess, more uptime. But getting the Cleanse, and then, you know, getting Immunity, cooldown, classic stuff, and then just you can reset your Fury Leap cooldown. So there's kind of like lots of like extra points, like you don't even need 20 points into it. If you have more points, you know, you can go for these pulse enemies here if you want to, or if you don't want to take these, but yeah, it's not really a huge deal. And then just maxing out the flat damage here might as well. And yeah, the passives. So starting with the primalist here, you know, getting strength, HP. We of course want to dual wield on this build, so have to take this. And then the leech, increase damage. And we take this basically last for the extra DR. Of course, on low life, we have a low life variant on this also. So of course, then you must take this one. But it's still nice on the HP version as well, just for, you know, extra tankiness while you're low HP. And of course, you need 15 points into Shaman, so you can actually unlock Earthquake, because it's a Shaman skill. So I like to take 5 points here for the Free Leap cooldown, because you really want to get some extra kind of like mobility. You want to get some cooldown for the Fury Leap. Then just like travel points, basically, some 5 points there. And this is nice, so another 25% extra attack speed, so we like that a lot. And then the Beastmaster tree, classic stuff, less damage taken, the boar stuff, you know, less damage taken, get the boar on melee hit, easy stuff, and then aspect of the shark, so we actually get it. You actually don't need to max this out, so basically you get so much effect of shark and you get so much stacks of it that you don't need to like get more than 3 points. This is already like way too much armor set basically, so 3 points is enough. You could even maybe go like 2 points. And then here we actually, of course, need to get all of the aspect of the shark passives. So you can get it on kill, you can get it on boss and rare hit, and then you can get effect here and duration, and also, of course, the stack. So normally it can't stack, but with this, you can stack the aspect of the shark 10 times. So with fully stacked, you can get like, you know, like 100% increased attack speed and like 800 armor shed and like 800 melee damage or something like that. You know, of course, depends how much effectiveness you have, how many. I mean, but at max stacks, around those numbers. So you basically don't even need to build like, you know, of course you don't build armor shed, you don't build really like increased damage. You just get what you. I mean, you basically get everything for free. So damage is just like plentiful on this build. And yeah, then haste on hit, so 3 points is enough. You can go for a bit more if you want to have like a better uptime, but we hit so fast, so, you know, 3 points. And then 50% attack speed, easy stuff. And then this is just like extra tankiness, you know, vitality, some endurance, pretty nice. You can if you want even more damage, you can go for the crit multi here, so 60%. But basically we don't use any minions, so you know, we can't actually get the aspect of the Lynx buff on this build, so we wouldn't get the crit chance, for example, the big buff here. So this is kind of, I feel like this is kind of low value, and we're gonna get a lot of crit multi anyway with Eye of Reen, so it's not needed. And then on Druid, just getting the endurance armor and the all attributes. So these are like flex points. So if you want, you can go for other stuff. You know, maybe you want to go for physical resistance or whatever, strength. I don't know, but I like to take this always because it's kind of nice. All right, and then for the gear, so you basically are classic dual wielding melee build. So first, like a starter planner, getting just like rare weapons. And you know, using a bit of a different base here, so lower level base on the helmet. Advanced has a better base, basically. I mean, this is also, I mean, it's basically the same base, to be honest. This gives increased HP and leech, and this gives you endurance and then maximum HP gained as endurance threshold, which is really strong if you have a lot of HP. And this build can stack quite a bit. So, but they are pretty much the same. But it is, I think, this is a bit nicer for the advanced and beyond gear planners. And yeah, other than that, undisputed as your unique melee weapon here. And then I mean, it basically a lot of damage, attack speed, you know, flat damage, increased damage, and then just classic Siphon of Anguish ring, and then Shattered Chain. So more melee damage, basically, increased melee damage taken with the Doom on enemies, and then you even get more melee damage per Doom here. And nice armor and stuff like that, so classic combo. And yeah, we're building reduced bonus damage taken from crits, so no crit avoidance except on the low life variant. So you're getting the reduced bonus crit boots, and then, you know, getting the affixes, of course, on helmet and and gloves here. Using the new gloves with a lot of armor. Armor applies to dots. You can get a ton of armor on this build. You can get like capped armor, basically like 8k or 10k or something. You can get a ton of armor, so making it apply to dot is really good. And just otherwise classic stuff, trying to get crit. It's kind of hard to get crit until you have LP on these uniques here. So we're gonna use Eagle Wing for now at this stage, and just basic items otherwise. And then for the blessings, crit chance, really good. You kind of always need this, I feel, because you do need to get crit chance. Then all res, because we're not going for crit avoidance. Of course, you know, you can also do crit avoidance, but this makes more sense. And then armor, physical shred, and shock. So this also enables the shock buff for Tempest Strike. And of course, shock is also good, like for, you know, stunning and everything. Idols, pretty classic, just like full HP idols. If you need resistance, you can go for the resistance on the suffix instead of HP, and then just full elemental res. And of course, these idols can also have crit avoidance, so it is still an option. I do like to go for the reduced bonus damage now on most builds, because it's just like this base is so strong on boots especially. And then on endgame, so now we're actually like giga upgrading our damage with Eye of Reen here. So this is actually a super crazy item on this build, because you're gonna be hitting so fast, and every crit is gonna give you a stack of Reen's Ire, which is 5% increase melee crit multi. So you can get, like, I mean, so many stacks basically. I mean, 10 stacks is 50% crit multi. I mean, 50 stacks 250. You know, so it can get really crazy basically. But you do want to get the melee crit chance on these items. So getting the base crit on them is quite important. So I wouldn't go for Eye of Reen before you actually have crit chance, because it's not gonna do anything for you if you don't have crit chance. So, you know, get the crit chance here on both of these items. They are quite rare items. They are not like super common, and getting LP is quite hard. So it's a bit of a gear investment when you can actually unlock this super setup here. And we're also using Auroras on this one. So just like nice tankiness basically. I mean, you don't need to use it, but I mean, attack speed is also good endurance. So classic HP, kind of like melee build setup. Auroras is just nice tankiness. It's pretty rare, of course. So you can use, you know, you can use Bone Amulet. You can use Omnis, of course, like always. You can use kind of like whatever on the amulet, but I like to go for the tankiness. And there's also the low life variant on this build. So pretty much every build has ward in some way. So this build basically takes advantage of Berserker. So you get less damage taken on low HP and more melee damage on low HP. So for this, you do need to get a lot of LP items. I wouldn't play this until you actually have, like, you know, LP on Exsanguinous, LP on Last Steps of the Living. So very classic setup with these boots and the Exsanguinous here. And then, of course, don't forget to get the experimental affix on your gloves, so you can even seal up to T7 experimental affix. So really strong stuff. Of course, stacking a ton of HP and going cleaver solution, so you get free intelligence by stacking strength. Really great weapon even without that stat, like it's just like overstated weapon. So 50 LP level now with the new patch, but still like really common item, easy to get and everything. So, and using Eye of Reen, still abusing the attack speed synergy with this weapon. And, you know, Grimoire for just like it just goes nicely with low life. Yeah, otherwise, Red Ring, if you happen to get it, of course not needed. Just like really easy to cap res with Omnis, Red Ring, and the All Res Blessing here. And on this variant, I'm actually going for crit avoidance, so I'm going for full crit avoidance idols. Of course, you can also get the crit avoidance blessing here. And of course, on low life setup, you don't want to be leeching at all. So we're using this to disable your leech. So I mean, of course, the crit chance is also very good. And it's actually 0 potential level, so you can easily get it with LP, and you can farm the boss in T4, the Lightless Arbor boss in T4 to get this with LP. So lots of crit chance attributes, and then the cannot leech. So yeah, that's the build. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more gameplay of this build, check out my showcase video, and the links for this guide and the video are in the description. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.